Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm playing with Reindeer Games and Counterfeit Kit Christmas Bingo Challenge. And that is what I have left. Today I'm going to do resin and 2 or more and jewel tones. And then the Reindeer Games is a bunch of different things. So it needed something sparkly, something white, 3 tags, and 3 squares. So I have 3 tags, I have 3 squares, and I have this paper, and I will have something white. So the paper background, it doesn't quite look white on the screen, but it is actually white. There's snow in the pictures, which is white, so that works too. And these pictures are of my youngest at school, the school I used to work at too. And so I was out first for recess at lunch, and we had all of this brand new snow. And so I took a picture of the playground before the kids got out there, because isn't that fun to have all of that snow on there? And then they were just so excited. So Evie and her friend were a couple of the few first ones out, and the kids made it back and forth, and then made snow angels and had a great old time. So I was able to snap a couple of pictures of this. It was quite a few years ago already, but I thought it would be super cute to do today. So just getting it on. I do fuss with these photos for quite a bit. I did have an idea of what I wanted. So I did want this tag to be out this side. I wanted the snowman to fit, but I wanted it to be over enough. I think I could have probably popped it over just a little bit more than what I have, but it is what it is. I didn't want to be too far right either, so and this would have been fine. And then I play around with it some more. So, oh well. And up like that. Then I decided, because I was going to put these two a little bit closer than the gap that was there, that one should come down just a bit, so that gap was about similar. I didn't want it to be a lot different. And then I was thinking kind of like a pyramid, triangle-ish, and then I was like, this needs to go up though, but then that was too much space in the bottom, and sometimes it just needs to look at it and see what it looks like, and yep, it was what it was. And then this is going to move down just a bit more, because I do want those smaller tags to go up above this one. So making sure that's straight. I put some glue on that, glue on this. I'm not even playing around with it. They're getting glued. This layout took me 35 minutes to make. That's including the bit of planning that I did off screen for it. I don't always do planning off screen. Sometimes the only planning I do is pulling out the paper that I think I'm going to use, or some of the papers. So, and then these resin snowflakes are not a scrapbooking supply. They are just something that I picked up from, I'm not sure, probably the dollar store, because I thought they were pretty one year, and I have been using them for a long time. But 5 more done on this. Oh, 6 more. I think I do use 6 on this page. Yeah, if I look at it and count them, I use a 6 more, and I probably have about that many left. So they'll get to go on 1 or 2 more pages, and then these are done, which is so good. And then I didn't have enough of the cardstock that I matted my photos in, so there is a seam right where I put that one in the center, and that's why I chose to put that center one there, is because I didn't want the seam visible, but I did want it to look like there was paper all the way around. So I had thought about overlapping the photos as well, but then you wouldn't have been able to tell that they were 3 squares, which is one of the things, is 3 squares. So yeah, so I got my 3 tags on there. I have my 3 squares on there. These are very sparkly, so that's my sparkly thing. And then those snowmen that I put on are also sparkly but are white, and then the base part of the pattern paper is also white. So that's all of those things. And then for my counterfeit, let me see. So I put some glue on those circles and are putting some of the leftover sparkles that are everywhere just in there. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, that's what I'm doing, is sweeping up the sparkles, and so that goes on 4 places. So on this one, under subject, it could be child. Under color, I'm using tones. Under embellishments, I have ribbon and resin. Under the A, I'm going to use alpha stickers, and this could be also accent and assemblage. And I added a nose to that one snowman because he'd lost his nose. Here are my alphas. And then for photos, it's 2 or more photos is what I'm going to use. So I got lots off my bingo board on this one. So I'm going to name it Snow Fun. And I put the letters down here to start with, and then I'm like, but the fun's not going to work, and I don't want it to cover more of the I don't want it to cover the playground. But I have all the space up here, so I'm going to put it up here, and then I am going to move it around off screen for a minute, because I put it here for the fun. And then I try and move the fun a bunch of different places, and then the fun goes right back to where it was. Like, literally right back to where it was. So, sometimes it is what it is. And then I'm going to use this rack ribbon. So this could be Rick Rack too, but it is a ribbon. So I'm using it as ribbon today in my tag holes. And I'm just going to put a little glue so that it stays where I want it to. And I don't want them too long, but this dark blue I thought matched really well with what I've got going on. And then hole punch this tag, and then I'm going to put the ribbon going this direction, because why not? And I'm going to snip that one because I didn't want it behind them, but the long one, it didn't bother me. So, and then I thought, oh, I have this other snow person, I don't know, left. So I decided to pop that on, and so this is my sparkle, my white, my 3 squares, and my 3 tags. So all of that's on, and here are close-ups. How sparkly those are. And then there's some still shots to follow here. Counterfeit kit challenge will be linked below, along with Reindeer Games from Shannon, who is Creative Chaos in Tennessee. And all of her stuff will be linked below as well. I really appreciate you being here today. Thank you so much for watching. There's some other links and stuff here as well if you're interested. If you're new to me, I would love it if you liked, subscribed, and commented. Thanks so much again for being here. Have a great day.